Okay, we're going to get started. Can you guys hear anything?
I can't.
No, I can't either.
Please hold. So she's frozen. Interesting. Hold on, sorry everybody.
We'll chat amongst ourselves.
Off-topic question, but I see the name Tamsin, and I'm so curious about that name. I've only ever heard that name once before. What's the original or the origin of
Well, it's Tamsin. It's Welsh, but it came from, I was named after Tamsin Donner. So if anybody knows the story of the Donner Party, who were lost in the Sierra Nevadas and had to resort to cannibalism.
Wow.
I'm a Californian by birth, and that's where the story came from. So.
Oh, cool.
That's a fun story.
And I've actually met a couple of Tamsins. It can be spelled differently, Tamzin.
Hello and welcome to this session.
Okay, I think I got it.
Cool. Muting.
At the Age of Conversation Summit. My name is Juliet Tripp, and I am so excited to be here with you today, wherever you are in the world, to teach you about event planning superpowers and how you can use yours to level up and get those goals. So a little bit about me, if we haven't met already, my name's Juliet and I am a senior events manager working on international B2B conferences. Obviously at the moment it's September 2020, so these conferences are all virtual, soon to be hybrid, but I absolutely love the events industry and I cannot imagine ever doing anything else. So I've worked in events for 10 years and my experience goes across many different sort of forms of events and types of companies. So I've been in-house, I've been freelance, I've been in the catering side and now corporate side, and I absolutely love it. I also speak at events like this one today, which I love to do as well. I have an industry blog, social media platforms where I show different content for event professionals and other associated industries. And also I have a membership and coaching community for event planners called Event Goal Getters, which was started in June this year and is a really empowering community to help you level up and learn how to use goal setting effectively both in your events and in your personal life as well, alongside downloadable resources and masterclasses every single month live sessions, and just an empowering community. So if you'd like to find out more about that, do give me a shout and I will be happy to help. I've also included my Instagram link here. I would love to hear from you, hear about the goals that you're setting, and do feel free to take a picture of these slides and share them online. I would love to see where in the world you're listening from. And yeah, let's get started. So this session is called the one where you use your event planning superpowers to get your goals. Now, goal setting is huge, and I'm going to be talking a little bit more about how we can leverage the power of goal setting, because it really has helped me so much in both my personal and professional life to really just take everything that I want to do to the next level, make my dreams a reality, and just make all that hard work worthwhile, and make sure I know where I'm going with my goals. Now, I think that event planners are a particular special breed of human, because we have these powers, we have this incredible energy. We're all about meeting people, connecting with people, making experiences happen, and to do that we need some very specific and very special skills and skill set experience, which is usually learned on the job through time or through education if you've studied events. But we are really unique in that we have these superpowers, as I like to call them, not skills, superpowers, to really help us to take everything that we do to the next level. You know, as event profs, we don't do things by halves. Okay, we show up, we make stuff happen. So that's what I really wanted to drill down into in this session today. So why goal setting? Goal setting connects you with your potential. So when you set a goal, whether that be personal or professional, it comes from you, it comes from your core, and you need to believe in it. So whatever that goal is, we set that goal from a place of love. So for example, I use a lifestyle goal to illustrate this for you. So if I wanted to say that I want to start running, be better at running, so that my goal is to run a 5K one day. Okay, I'm not doing this because I feel like everyone else is doing this. I'm doing this because I genuinely think it would be a fun skill to learn. It would be a new way to keep fit and feel great about myself. If I was a mother, it might allow me to have more energy to run around after my children. If you see what I mean, this is why we set these goals. So in this time where there is so much stress on our industry and so much pressure, there's a lot of redundancies, there are more incoming, and we just really need to be clear on what it is that we want to achieve. And your goals do not have to be boring. They don't have to be like bottom of the pile, realistic, my goal is to get a job. Your goal can absolutely be to get a job, but what kind of job? You can set a goal, and I truly believe that everyone, every single person has the ability to achieve any goal. It's just the steps that you take to make it happen. And that is why, as event professionals, we are so great at that, because we're used to planning, we're used to working to schedule, to delivering, to over-delivering, to making stuff happen. See, I'm getting really worked up about this now because I absolutely love goal setting. So there's so many different sort of types of goals you can set. And I could talk all day about that. So if you have more questions on how to set your goals, how to stay accountable, do find me online and send me a message, because I'd love to chat to you more. But today we're looking at specifically just how we can use our skills to make our goals even stronger, even better, and even more likely to happen. So I have split up our superpowers into 7 core event planning superpowers that I believe that we have, that we can help us with our goals. I hope you agree, and I hope you see some of these superpowers in yourself. So I'm going to go through them, each single one of them, and talk you through how you can use that specifically to get you further to your goals. What I will say with goal setting are a couple of really quick top tips. Make your goals very specific. So not just I want to get a job, as I mentioned before, but I want to work on international events for a global financial company. I want to be based out of an office in London, but with the ability to work from home. I'd like to travel occasionally for work, every couple of months for events, but work-life balance is important to me. So I would like to make sure that primarily I am office-based in the week, and I have that time at the weekends and in the evenings to spend with my friends and family, prioritizing my well-being. Yeah, you see what I mean? So you get really, really specific. Like, yes, you might have to be a little bit flexible, and that's completely fine. But unless you know what your goal is, it's going to be so much harder to get there because you don't know exactly how you're working towards it. So let's get started. Creativity. This is my favorite one. So as event profs, we are so creative. We are so used to hearing about something that maybe our company or a brand that we can pitch to wants to make happen. And then we use our creativity and that side of our brain to really imagine an immersive experience that our delegates, that our customers, our clients can experience. So when we're talking about creativity for our goals, that goes back to my last statement of how I was talking about that job that I really wanted. I got so specific, and this is why I use my creativity and how I use my creativity, because I was literally imagining myself in that position. So if you're a little bit unsure and you don't really know where to get started, how to begin and how to even imagine what your goals might be, I encourage you just to take some time out to grab a journal or a notebook, go somewhere quiet, go somewhere that inspires you, and just sit for a moment and just really, really think about where you want to be in 5 years. And I'm not just saying the place, I'm not just saying the job, but where do you truly want to be in your life? Do you want to own a 3-bedroom house by the sea and have a black car that you can drive to other coastal towns with your family and friends to meet up for seafood dinners, and then at yoga, go to yoga at the weekends, you work from home full time, you know, get really specific on exactly what you want to achieve, because then that will help you to work out what your goals are going to be. But get creative, and you can set crazy big goals. I'm not talking about really simple goals here. I'm talking about go wild. Dream big, because the bigger you dream, the bigger you'll keep dreaming. So once you've achieved a big goal, you'll realize how possible that is and how that you can then level up even more next time. Okay, my next one is a really practical one too. So project management. We are used to delivering, we are used to planning meticulously by the minute to make our events a reality. So we can do that for our goals too. And the best way to do this is to break your goals down into simple bite-sized chunks and steps that are going to get you closer. So for example, to go back to a sort of running related goal, because this is quite easy for me to illustrate. So if I've got a goal to run a marathon, which by the way I haven't, I'm a terrible runner. If I have a goal to run a marathon one day, okay, that's going to be maybe in 2 years' time. So how can I break that down into steps? I might want to first be able to run a 5K, then a 10K, then a half marathon. Before all that, I'm going to want to invest in a great running outfit and all the gear that I need. I also might want to find a running group or a running partner to help me. And those actionable steps go into a timeline, so you know you're breaking them down. And then we have little small wins that we can celebrate along the way, and there'll be more on that later. But make every single goal a project as you do with your events. Write it down, tick it off the list, put times to it. So by January, I am going to. By September, I am going to. By September, I will have is even more powerful because you're imagining that you've already done it. Collaboration. This is a great one, and I think right now across our industry and many others, we're seeing more collaboration than we ever have before. So by collaboration to get your goals, I'm talking about leverage those connections, those communities, those networks and those friendships that you are a part of within your sphere, within your industry to help you. So for example, if you have a goal to do more blogging, you've never started a blog before, but you really, really want to get into it to make yourself known as an industry blogger. Do you have any friends that already do this, that can talk you through it and tell you the simple steps to set up a blog? Or could you be a guest blogger on someone else's site so you can have a play around with content and think about how it might work? Don't be afraid to ask people to help you get further towards your goals. And don't be afraid in the same respect to help them, because collaboration over competition every single time here, okay? Make sure that you're connecting, you know, and when you tell someone about your goal, you're so much more likely to stay accountable for it because it's out there, it's in the universe, you've told someone. So by that, you might bump into them next week and they'll go, oh, how are you getting on with that blog? You know, they're prompting you, they're reminding you. So don't be afraid to collaborate. My next one is agility. I think if 2020 has proved anything, amongst many things it's proved, is that we are agile. We know how to adapt quickly, we can overcome situations, we can mold and build and find different ways. So the way I would like you to use agility to help you get your goals is that you've set this crazy goal. So for example, this year, your goal might have been to travel to 5 different cities running events. Okay, right now, half the world is still in lockdown and we're unable to travel and we're unable to run big events. So how can your goal change? So for example, that goal is still there because you've set it. So you can say that I will travel to 5 cities to run my events. It might not happen this year, that's okay. But this is a speed bump, it's not a stop sign. So in that time, what else can you do? Could you maybe travel to a city in your own country to help you get that goal? Or could you maybe research those cities and get really clued up on their venues whilst you can't travel there? That's going to get you closer. So know that you can adapt and it's totally okay if your goals don't happen. Just don't give up on them. They're still there, you've still set them, so you can still work towards them. Okay, my next one kind of relates to that, and it's tenacity, because we just show up, we keep showing up and we do not stop. Okay, so we are used to long days on site, we're used to long flights, we're used to the jet lag. We just keep going, and we know that when things are tough, we are strong. We're strong as a community, we're strong as an industry. And again, if 2020 has proved anything about us, then the fact that we have this tenacity superpower is very strong here. So use that and know that if you get knocked down, you just get back up again and you keep going. You might need to take a moment, and it's okay to be upset if a particular goal doesn't happen at a particular time, but because you've set it, it's going to happen anyway. Know that there are knockdowns in life and you just keep going. Okay, this is another favourite one, celebrating. Because if you are working towards a super powerful, super big goal, it can sometimes be disheartening when you see that it's so far away. But by breaking this goal down into projects, into actionable steps along the way, it really helps us because we can celebrate every time we reach one of those small wins. So for example, if your goal is to get your dream job, whatever that may be, when you have written your first kick-ass resume or CV, if you're in the UK, celebrate it. Just treat yourself, a nice glass of wine, piece of cake, whatever it is that you love, because it's huge. If you're creating that and you're ready to send it out, that is a big milestone along the way. Make sure you're celebrating. This is across the board, whether it's just small little wins that you're celebrating, do that. Even if it's that you've got a big project that you're working on in one day for work, you managed to finish the first page, go out for a walk around the block and just treat yourself to a bit of fresh air and a break from the screen. By celebrating these small wins, we really stay on track. And as event profs, we know how to celebrate. That's for sure. Okay, and the next one, making magic happen. This is the biggest and most important point here. As event profs, we go to venues which are shells. We make them into incredible immersive experiences. We do this on very little sleep, on lots of jet lag often, after long haul flights, traveling all around the world. But we show up with a smile, and we make these magical moments happen for our clients and our communities. Just know that when you're setting your goals, you can make these events literally just happen. When you get someone come to you and say, oh, we need like 3 more people on that table, but it's 2 minutes before you're supposed to sit down for the starter. You do it, you make it happen. Make it happen. One of my favourite phrases, if not my favourite phrase. make it happen. So just remember that. Remember that you can create magical moments and you can create magical goals. They might seem like way up there in outer space, but they're not. They're yours. You've set them and you can make them happen. Okay, so before we close off this session today, I wanted to give you some journaling prompts because I think when you're thinking more about your goals and about your skill set, it can be really, really helpful to sort of sit down and write and just get your feelings out so you can get really clear on what it is that you want to achieve. So I have popped these on a slide for you. You can either take a picture or just send me a message and I will send this across to you. But these are just a few little ideas of how you can spend a few moments either today, this weekend, next week, just thinking about how you can use your skills to reach your goals. So a few here, just to pick out some of my favourites. Which of these superpowers resonated with you the most? Which one do you think that you can use right now to get you closer? There's how can you use this to further get you close towards those goals? What's one thing that you can do this week that you can commit to that you're definitely able to do to make it happen? By writing it down, you're going to stay accountable. By messaging me or sharing on social media, you're going to be even more accountable for it. So do let me know what it is that you're working on. And then I would like you to create your own event planning mantra as well. Share it to social media and tag me in and I will share them all on my social platforms. My Instagram is @Juliet Tripp Events and you can find me elsewhere as well. So if you have any questions, I am available to chat online. So find me on social media. I will be answering all of your questions. So I'm not live right after this session, but I am here. I'm around. So find me at Juliet Tripp Events, at Juliet Tripp _ on Twitter. Or my website is juliettrippevents.com or eventgoalgetters.com if you want to find out more about my membership and coaching. And thank you so much for having me to the Age of Conversation team, especially Carrie, my fabulous girl boss event prof friend who invited me. And I cannot wait to take part in more of the sessions and more importantly, hear about you and your goal setting.
Hi, everybody. How did you guys enjoy the session?
It was good. I thought it was good. I like her a lot. I've heard her and I follow her on Instagram and she's good. I would just like her. I know she's in England, right? So it makes it tough for her to be here with us, but you know, maybe having that session time so she could be in the Q&A and we could have asked her some cool questions because she really is like a thought leader. Very social media savvy and really believes in the brand, you know, calling yourself a brand, a personal brand and everything. So it's good. I like her.
She just moved, so that was one of the reasons why she couldn't be available for the Q&A.
Yeah.
Not London time, but she just couldn't fit it in with her schedule, but it is too bad. But she probably would respond to you on social media.
Yeah, I was going to ask because you know there's some things if you check out her Instagram page, she's got lots of cool ideas just about more about the events and meeting side of it, but also really how to tie in your personal brand with it. So it's really cool. I like it.
Good.
Thank you.
You enjoyed it. I'm glad we got the sound to work.
It's the little miracles. That's what we call it. Everything.